Hello, 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 and welcome to day 28. We're almost done, oh my goodness, of our Money Fear is Real and How You Change It series. Today we're going to talk about Feminine Money Superpowers. The second one, yesterday we spoke about our infallible GPS, which is our intuition. And today we're going to talk about and experience receiving. So receiving the riches that are waiting for you. Hey, Nancy. Thanks for being here. So let's get started with receiving. So when someone gives you a gift, what do you do? Do you accept it? Do you reject it? What happens when someone gives you a gift? Hey, Debbie. So go ahead and type in the chat or the comments. What do you do when someone gives you a gift? Do you receive it? And if you do receive it, how do you feel about it? You're like, oh, I'm only receiving this because they're giving it to me, and I don't really feel good about receiving it, but I don't want to insult them. I don't want to make them feel bad because they gave it to me. What is that for you? That receiving part. Would you ever turn down a gift? How about that? Somebody was offering you a gift. A lot of times when somebody is offering a gift that has a lot of value, some people want to turn that down. They're like, oh no, I couldn't accept that. Could not accept that from you or from anybody for that matter. And why do you think that is? Some kind of programming that's gone amok within us. Right. Okay, Debbie's saying, sometimes I'm gracious in my acceptance. Sometimes I'm excited. Usually it makes me feel loved. Lovely. Once in a while, I'm embarrassed or uncomfortable. Yeah, there you go. So let's talk some more. Oh, Nancy says, I never feel worthy. Okay, there you go. So this just lets us know it's like a red flag. Like there's something going on underneath all of this, right? So we need to feel comfortable with giving and receiving. Well, we don't have to, but life is a lot easier if you do. And you get to be in a better place. You get a better lifestyle. You have better relationships. You have an easier life. You get to connect with more people in a more meaningful way. You get to have the impact that you want to have. You get to give back more. Like all of these happen when you have the ability to receive. I know that you all are superstar givers. There's no question about that. In fact, you may be in what I call over-giving mode, which is giving to the point of self-sacrifice and not really taking care of your personal needs or that of your families, potentially. So, does anybody have a definition for receiving? Put that in the comments. What's your definition of receiving? And what does it mean to you? A lot of people will think that receiving means taking. Like I'm taking something from you. Even though you're giving it to me, I'm taking it from you. And that is a sure sign of a money block right there. Other people feel like receiving is kind of like, well, what do they want in return? Like, what do I have to give them in exchange for this? And by the way, you don't have to always have an even exchange with a particular person because karma is always going to be there for you. So, okay, Debbie's saying accepting that which is offered or given. Okay, that's great for her definition of receiving. Welcome, Anne. We're talking about the differences or the definition between giving and receiving. And so getting clarity on what really is receiving. It's not taking. It's not receiving with the with the burden of, oh my God, now I have to give something back that's equal or greater than that. Like I had a friend one time who shall remain nameless, who, I like to give gifts to my friends. Usually they're just, small things, but they have some meaning to them. So I would give her a gift, and oh my God, it would stress her out that because now she had the burden that she had to give me a gift back that was even bigger. And so it was like this, she would one up herself. Now me, when I would give her the next gift, I didn't one up her, because that's not the game I play. I'm not doing that. And so I would see that sometimes she was perplexed when I gave her another gift. She'd be like, like, I could tell, I mean, we never spoke about it, but I could tell that she, in her mind, her model of the world, she always thought, wow, well, when somebody gives you a gift, her strategy was you give them a gift back that's even more. Because then you're one up on the giving scale, right? You're still in the over-giving mode. Okay, I received something, but I got to give something bigger so I can still be this over-giver, right? Okay, so Anne's saying, I hate it when people say, oh, you did this for me, so I will do something for you. Exactly. And I just like to give gifts and get gifts for no reason. Yes, I love that too. So I don't keep score. I just don't do it. A lot of people do. So that's a sign of a money block as well. So giving is masculine. Newsflash, probably for most of us. Receiving is feminine. So I think we have all women on the phone. We may have a man, I'm not sure. But women typically are in overgiving mode. So we are being overly masculine, not just in the giving, but in other aspects of our life too. And when we are out of balance in any area of our life, that can lead to challenges. So it's okay to go out of balance for a temporary surge, so to speak, but then we need to right the ship and come back into balance, whatever it is. We happen to be talking about money right here with the giving and receiving. So giving being the masculine, receiving is feminine. So many women overgiving and not really reaching that harmony with receiving. So receiving is a good thing, right? Like if you just sit down and notice how things happen in the world, for every giver, there must be a receiver. Hello? Yes, exactly. In order to receive, somebody else had to give or something gave. Like there is a giver and a receiver, right? That's just the way it works. So why would you deny the giver the pleasure of giving if you wouldn't receive? And when you feel like you have this quid pro quo situation going on, oh my God, somebody gave me something, I have to give them something of equal or greater value back, and we're keeping score. Then that giver is like Anne said, WTF. That's how she feels when that happens. She's like, what? You just bursted their giving bubble, so to speak. Like, really, what's up with that? So I'm just cruising right along, way ahead of my notes. I love it when that happens. So what happens so much with us is we want more money, right? But we need more money, right? To accomplish the things we need to accomplish, to meet our needs. Like we start there, meeting our needs, and then we can start branching out and doing other things that are beyond our needs and also helping others. So what we're doing, what we're sending out to the universe is we've got this push-pull. Like we've got a foot on the gas and a foot on the brake. And we're like, oh, I can only do, oh, no, I can only do a little bit. No, I better stop. Oh, I gotta go, gotta stop. Like it's this push-pull. It's like you're saying, give me, and stop. Like, this is what's happening. And it's an internal struggle, right? I'm sure you feel it if that's the pattern that's happening for you. I'm not saying everybody's doing that, but it's a common pattern, right? So what is your upper limit for receiving? What is that? Let's put a dollar value on it. What is it? Like, if I said, hey, here's $1 million, would you receive that? Yes or no? Let's put that in the comments. Yes or no. It's a simple answer, a simple question. Would you receive the $1 million? Right? I'm waiting for those to roll in. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. So, in order to be wealthy, guess what? You must receive. Period. The end. End of story. If you want to be wealthy, you have to be able to receive wealth. Not only do you have to receive wealth, but all the other things that come along with it, like all of these resources, all of these people who want to help you, all of these systems, all of these tools. You need to be able to receive those. Yeah. Right. So, what is your set point? This is another way to look at it. Like, what is your set point with money? Some people call it your thermometer or barometer. Like, what is your temperature for money? Like, you have one. We all have one. Like, I'm comfortable getting this much money. Anything above that, I say I want it, but yeah, do I really? I don't know. One time I did that and I got that and I didn't like it. Like, it just made me feel, no, maybe I don't really want that. I'll just keep saying I want that. But what is your set point? That is something you need to be very clear on. And once you know that, then we can work with these money blocks that you have, these limiting decisions, the false beliefs, the strategies, the stuck emotions, whatever that is, because that is what's controlling your set point. Hello, right? So what is that for you? If anybody is so bold enough to put that in the comments, we'd love to see it. Okay, so Nancy's saying, I'd rather earn it, but yes, she would receive it. Okay, that's what she was talking about. Okay, Anne's saying I made $25K one month and then I couldn't make it consistently. Yeah, right, because you weren't comfortable with that. Your set point was lower. So you and everyone will gravitate to your lowest common denominator, which is your set point. That's your steady. Like when you set your thermometer on your house, you have one of those, you set it at whatever the number is, 70 degrees, 68 degrees. So if it goes above it, it's going to come on and bring you back down. If it goes below it, it's going to come on and bring you right up. So that is where you are comfortable. Even in your discomfort, that's where you're comfortable. So as long as the pain of being in the current situation with your current set point is less than the fear of the unknown, which is the future, you're going to stay right there. So that pain is what the money blocks are creating. And that is why we must eradicate those money blocks. Because then it won't be painful. First of all, you won't be painful. It won't feel like pain. It'll feel like joy. Your set point will rise. Naturally, it will just rise. And you're like, oh yeah. Like, oh, here's a great story for you. When I was working for other people, let's say that, in the corporate world. So I was going out on interviews. This is after the corporate job that I've been talking a lot about. I've taken 2 years off. I found myself, my health is back. And I'd go out on interviews. And I really didn't want to work for a corporation, but I didn't really think I had not think I didn't have what it takes. I didn't want to do all that work to be an entrepreneur. And I'm like, I'll just go work for someone else. I'll just warm a chair. I'll get some great benefits. I'll make some great money again. And, before you know it, I'll be in retirement. That's what I was thinking. That's the story I was telling myself. That's what my programming was telling me. You know, you'll just suffer for this long and your set point will be this, right? So when I would go out on interviews, I was very, very clear. So I would go into an interview, and you know, a lot of these interview people, they don't want to tell you how much they want to pay you until after you've gone through all these interviews and blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, they surprise you with this shitty lowball offer. Well, I wasn't going to have that. So when I was going into the interviews, you know, I'd let them ask me a few questions so that they could understand my awesomeness and I would tell them how I could make them even more money than they're making now. And they would, and then once I realized that I had them hooked, that they really wanted me, then I would ask them, and how much does this job pay? It was very interesting because I'm sure nobody ever asked them that. And my set point at that time was $125,000 a year. This was back in the 90s sometime. I don't even remember exactly when. Plus all these benefits. So my set point was $125,000 a year. That's base salary. Then I want incentives. Then I want bonuses. Then I want profit sharing. And I certainly want full medical benefits. And I want 6 weeks off a year. Like that was my set point. And they were very clear that that's what I wanted. So many of the places I went to, they'd go, oh, we can't do that. And I'm like, great, this interview's over. No problem, no harm, no foul. It's over. We are not going to be able to come together if you can't satisfy this, because this is what I need. So I finally found one job that they said, well, we can't, oh, the range, that was it. There was a range, you know that little game they play, you know, between 90,000 and 120,000. That's what the range is. And I said, great, I'll take the 125 or the 120,000 as long as you can get me all these other benefits. And they're like, no, we can't start you out at 120. That's the range. And I'm like, I don't understand that, because the range is the range and I want the top. So why are you not giving me the top? Like, you must give me the top or I'm not coming. And they'd say, well, we need to have, you know, some room for growth for you. And I said, why do we need room for growth? I'm already grown. Put me here, keep me there. I'm happy there. And then I'll get another job within your company. I'll go up and then I'll get more. That's how I'll grow. Holy Toledo. They had no idea how to handle me. So then they said, but you know what? We only give our new employees 2 weeks a year of vacation. And I'm like, well, that is so not going to work because I need 6. Like, that's not going to work. And they said, well, that's all we can do. And I said, well, you know, why don't you, instead of telling me how it's not going to work, why don't you tell me how it is going to work? Like, how can you make that happen? Holy schmoly. They said, well, the only way that could happen is if your supervisor approved you to have leave without pay for those extra 4 weeks for the first whatever number of years until you build up more weeks. And I said, well, then good, let's make that happen. And they're like, that's never been done before. And I'm like, I don't care. Let's do it now. So I spoke to the supervisor. He said, of course we can do that. I'm like, great, fantastic. So that's a nice story for you to show you what your set point can be. Once you know it, it is powerful. Well, once you know it and you've raised it to a level that really is acceptable to you, that is empowering you, more than just acceptable, it empowers you. It gets you excited. The other thing I used to tell people in interviews was, I don't get out of bed for less than 125,000. So if that's not what we're talking about, then this interview is over. Yeah, I know. They probably never heard that before. But, you know, I hate wasting time. My time is valuable because I'm never going to get that time back. So anyway, that is a great story for you to take a look at your story and what is your set point? And is it get you excited? Does it get you out of bed? Or are you just like, another day? So what? We're trudging along. Life is a struggle. Okay. I'll make it till the end of the day, and then I'll just check out for a while. Or then I'll do what I really like. All right. So Debbie's saying, my set point is below having enough to set aside for savings. I wonder how worried my parents were about money when I was an infant and toddler. Yep. Nancy's saying, I don't feel comfortable with your money chart. Where I get the 1,000 and double it every day, I wanted to do less. Yeah. Then I have nothing I could think of to spend in the end. Okay. So Nancy's referring back to our Magic Money checkbook, where every day you get $1,000 and you can spend it or you can save it, for something else, but you do need to do some spending. You're not just going to save it forever. And so, yeah, that's a money block. All right. So being able to receive money, that is in your DNA. That is in your blueprint. You are made for that. So we just need to get you realigned with it and clear out this gunk that is clouding your vision and clouding your judgment and clouding your ability to only say yes to the things that really empower you and that you're supposed to be doing, not saying yes to the stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, right? So I like to say, money is a game, play it well. And that's how I think of it. It's like a big game. Oh, when I used to play Monopoly, I would always win. Maybe I got beat once or twice in my entire lifetime. But no, because I knew the strategies, because I wanted to win and I knew how to set up all the steps so that in the end, I would have the most hotels and other people would just go bankrupt. That's kind of how it ends with Monopoly. I don't get so much excited about Monopoly anymore. I don't even like to play it because it's not even a challenge anymore. So we're going to go over here to some charts that I have. So it is your birthright to receive all that you want and all that you need. A lot of times for that to really sink in, there must be some changes on those core programming issues, because a lot of times like we talked about before, your cup is full. And for me to say that your birthright is to receive all that you need and want, you're like, no, you know what? My cup's full. I'm not taking that on. I believe something else. So a lot of times to be able to have that, something new come in, we have to change the program, right? So now the question is, can you afford to continue? Hold on just a minute. I'm sorry. One moment. I am on a call. I cannot talk. This is the pharmacy. Okay. Tell them, get the phone number, and I'll call them back. I can't talk. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm here at my parents' house helping them out, and sometimes they don't understand that I'm not available. So I had to let them know. Okay, so can you afford to continue? That's the question. What's the price you pay for continuing the way you've been? And like I said, when that pain gets too high, that's when you'll change. Or when you realize that you just don't want to do it anymore, that's when you'll change. So we need to get to that balance, that harmony, as I like to call it, between feminine and masculine. And we all have that, men and women. I mean, men need to do that too. We need a harmony between that because, some traits that are masculine we need for certain times and certain situations, and some traits that are feminine we need for other situations. So like when I'm negotiating a contract, you better believe masculine is coming in. Oh yeah. When I'm doing something analytical, something logical, I need my masculine side to show up for that in order to do it well and efficiently and productively. So some feminine qualities, just so you know, so we can compare those to the masculine. So feminine quality is community. The masculine counter to that is loner, doing it themselves. Feminine is feeling. Masculine is logical and analytical. Feminine is collaborative. Masculine is competitive. Feminine is grateful. Masculine is assertive. Feminine is nurturing. Masculine is protection. So there's a whole bunch of these we could go through, but I just wanted to give you some ideas so that you know what we're talking about. So there's sometimes when you're in business where you need to be collaborative, and you know what? There are some times to be competitive. Not that you have to be, some of those overly aggressive competitive types, but there is competition. And those people who say, I don't have competition, you are wrong. You have competition. Not that they're doing things exactly the way you do, and they're certainly not you. So it's not that type of competition, but when you look at it from the eyes of your customer, if you're offering a sales program and somebody else is offering a sales program, that's competition, right? So what we need to do is we need to build our receiving muscles. Just like yesterday, we built our intuition muscles. Today, we need to build our receiving muscles. Are you excited? I am. So abundance can come to you from known and unknown places. So let's go. Oh my goodness, I have way too many charts for us. So, okay, another important part about receiving is to ask. So, what have you asked for lately? Put that in the comments, please. What have you asked for that you need or that you want? You could ask yourself for that. You could ask others for that. Whatever it is, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So when you ask for something, there's a potential for a yes. And in my world, there's a high likelihood that there's going to be a yes when I ask. And people are usually happy to help you. It's also fun. It's fun when you ask and then something arrives. You're like, whoa, fantastic. That was easy. And life is just easier. So we're going to go back over here. Come on with me. All right. So we're going to do one heart opening. This is our resource section of our program. So we're going to open our hearts. So what I want you to do is you can sit or stand. It's better for you if you stand. I'm going to sit so you can see me. You're going to stand and you're going to focus your mind on yes. All you're going to say is yes. And you're going to open your arms out wide. See how my arms are going out there? You're going to say yes and open your arms, right? It's the heart that actually rules the brain. I don't know if you guys have seen that science, but that is what happens. So you're opening your arms, you're saying yes, you're breathing in, and as you breathe in, you're breathing in money. You're breathing in the wealth consciousness. You're breathing in the abundance. Bring it in with the breath. Fill up your body with the breath that has all of this money and abundance with it. And scoop it in with your arms like this, like it's just coming at you. Scoop it in, pull it into your body. Hold it. And notice. Notice what happens. Right? We're going to do it 2 more times. Open the arms, breathing in money, breathing in abundance. So it's even more than money. Abundance of all kinds are welcome here at the house of Olympia. Come on in. And scoop it in. Good. And actually touch your arms here, right? Nice. Good. We're going to do it one more time. Open the arms, breathing in. Breathing in money, abundance, whatever else you want to add in there. I like to add joy, peace, harmony, love. I like to add a lot in there. Breathe it in. And scoop it in. And breathe out. Nice. And when you breathe out, you're breathing out that which no longer serves you. And your unconscious mind knows exactly what that is. So for your conscious mind to go, oh, what is that? You just go, oh, never you mind. You're off in Hawaii. We're just breathing out all that stuff that no longer serves us, that we don't need anymore. That stuff we thought we needed, that stuff we believed. But we have just brought in all of this abundance, and we needed to make room, so you need to go. Right? Put in your comments how that was for you. Okay, so Debbie's writing, thank you for sharing, Debbie. Guidance and support from God, success in my new business, a healthier, more pain-free future for my daughter. Good, Debbie says she liked that. Notice how you feel differently. It can be a feeling, it can be an image. I know, Debbie, you're not the image doesn't work for you, but for other people, it could be an image. It could be a sound. It could be an impression. It could just be something you just notice differently. Like, oh, I feel like I have more mental clarity. I feel like a weight's been lifted off of me. Whew, I feel like I can actually breathe better. Right? So please share in the comments how that was for you. I would love to know. Good. And we've got one more resource that I want to share with you that's actually going to go into, it's going to go into your homework. Oh, Debbie's sharing. There was a flash of an image. Scooping in fall leaves. Yes, only as if it was cash. Of course. Awesome. That's awesome. Because your unconscious mind, it communicates in images, and it communicates in impressions and feelings and emotion. That's how it communicates. So that's awesome. That means we, as in you, got in touch with your unconscious mind, and it is working on it. It's already in motion. Fantastic. So our second resource for today is you're going to need to get paper and pencil out, or pen, or your computer, whatever it is you use, your phone, and literally write down, what would you do if you had Oprah's money? What would you do with it? What would you do with it? What would you do? How would you feel? Like, get all of the senses involved, but also what would be possible for you? What would you do differently? So this is a perfect world situation. And by the way, you live in your own perfect world. We all do. What would you do if you had all of Oprah's money? She's a multi-billionaire, right? What would you do? Type in 2 things that you would do, or how your life would be different. What would be different for you? Maybe not necessarily something you're going to do, but your life would just be different. How would that be? Please put a couple of those in the comments. Anne, I'd love to see yours. Debbie, Nancy, and anybody else in the call. Do let me know. And I'm going to head over here for a moment. Good. Well, we're waiting for those to come in. I'm going to let you know that tomorrow is our 29th day, and we're going to talk about Feminine Money Superpowers of Community, which is common unity. So it's the community where we go further together. Easier, faster, and funner. So I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, same bat channel. Oh, Nancy's saying she's going to buy a super big RV. Yes! Great. So I encourage you to continue that exercise for your homework, because there should be a lot of things. Okay, Nancy's also saying cruise around the world. Yep. Okay, Debbie's saying she'd be able to afford medical treatments for her daughter and could found a co-living community for people with invisible chronic illness, transitioning vets with PTSD. I would own a home. Nancy's saying, move my mom into a super nice place. Absolutely. So there are no limits. Oprah's money. You can have anything you want. You can do anything you want. You can share with whoever you want. It is your perfect world. Have so much fun doing that. Great. So thank you all for being here. When you're ready to eradicate your self-sabotaging money blocks, which hopefully that's now, why not now? Then you can go to mymoneyblocks.com and you can take a quick, short, fun 2-minute cruise. 2-minute cruise. I got cruise on the mind. 2-minute quiz. And it will tell you what your money blocks are. And then when you're ready to eradicate them, eradicate the self-sabotaging money blocks so you can make more money, work less, and live free, then you go to mindovermoneymakeover.com. Mindovermoneymakeover.com. Have a 7-week course that will rock your world, and most people who take that will double, triple, or quadruple their income within 6 months. So, Debbie's saying she would also pay for my program, Ann's program, Jennifer's program, and some others, and invest in me. Way to go. And Nancy says she would get lots of dogs. I love it. Fantastic. So thank you for being here. It's my pleasure to serve you. Please let me know any way that I can help you. Bye-bye.